Hi there, lovely people. What's going on? Good morning from Dhaka, Bangladesh. Today I'm gonna be doing individual reviews. I have done back-to-back few days list, so we will continue that soon. But I have a fragrance that I bought in recent times. I want to review it, so it's a couple of days. But I know this fragrance for a very long time, and I wanted to get it. But some of the fragrances you always see, but you never end up buying. This is one of the fragrance, and I really went out of my way of planning, and stuff. I bought this fragrance, and this is from House of Oscar de la Renta. This is called Pour Louis, and I have a made in USA version. There are two versions of it. I think there's a made in France version and the American version. So in general, Pour Louis, basically, I think there's a newer formulation. Pour Louis, this fragrance from House of Oscar de la Renta. People prefer the made in France version. I think that one has a little bit more performance, perhaps, but these in general are all powerhouse fragrances. Okay, kind of like masculine, a little bit more mature, and a little bit of touch animalic, a little bit like, let's say, things like oak moss. So if you like fragrance like this one, like let me just show you. I'm going to compare a little bit. If you like Kouros by YSL, and you like Chanel's Antaeus, this fragrance I feel is a baby of those two, and it's a baby. It's not a very monster like those, like we'll talk about it. So I saw it in a page, and I saw it long time back in a shop called Sterling Enterprise. Okay, I used to go there. I used to do shoots like in 2018, 19. So those times they had a shop at first in one place called DCC Corner, and they moved to. This is a reference for Bangladeshi people. He has a foreigner you wouldn't know, but I'm telling a story because I like to attach the story and history of a fragrance if I have any. So they moved to Police Plaza. There's a big shopping mall, and there's an opening, and our group really helped the shop out a lot. So I used to go almost every week, few times, and there was a Steve Vai, not the guitarist, but Steve Vai is one of our brothers. He is one of the owners of Starlin. So he left to States, but I used to go a lot when he was there because he's my friend. And I reviewed this in one of the videos, and I tested it, but that time I felt like I was into more mainstream perfumes. Like I wanted to buy the more, that time, Eros Flame, those fragrances came out, like, some of the newer ones, like 1 million Lucky. So I ended up buying those. So this fragrance I never bought, but later it became kind of like rare in Bangladesh. I don't know why. So let's review this. I got it recent times. This fragrance are not super expensive, but not super cheap. $40 for this around 90 mil. So look for a deal in foreign countries. You might get it for 30, 35 bucks. I got it for 40. And this is like very simplistic packaging. Okay. But I like the signature and the font of Oscar de la Renta, Pour Louis. This is for men. It's a very masculine fragrance. It's kind of like a very strong person kind of fragrance. Okay, so bottle is really lovely. I love this. I mean, if you check out the people who cover sort of like powerhouse fragrances, okay, they will tell you like Fragrance Matte, okay, or any of the other dudes who love powerhouse, check out the review. So this is kind of like a blue bottle. If I hold it against the light, you can see this is not really picking up. It's a dark blue bottle. Yeah, okay, like midnight poison color bottle. The cap has this golden here. Cap is plastic. Up there got this really nice, I like the logo, got the sticker. Really nice bottle. If you ask me, I really like how simplistic yet nice and very up class looking bottle, like something Boucheron or Chanel would produce. Okay, the juice level you can see inside. So 90 ml, I don't know why, but this EDT, so 100 ml would be just nice, but it's okay. So the cap, it feels a little bit cheap. It's like very light, but looks nice, but I don't really like it. Hear the sound. It's kind of like a cheap plastic, and the atomizer is all right. Okay, let's spray this and talk about it. Okay, this fragrance is ideal for, I would say, cooler months, mild colder months, spring, fall, summer, not so much, cooler summer days perhaps. Age range for this, it's really you really have to have an accurate, this is an accurate taste kind of fragrance. You really have to have a taste for fragrance like Jack Bogart houses, like Bogart for men, or Bogart Pour Homme, or Chanel Antaeus that I told you, that heavy leather based, and something more serious like Van Cleef & Arpels Pour Homme. I know a lot, I did cover a lot of fragrances from House of Boucheron, Jaipur, Boucheron Pour Homme. If you love those names, if you like Paco Rabanne Pour Homme, Azaro Pour Homme, this is a fragrance you will easily like, okay? But if you are not into barbershop kind of like spicy, oak moss, leather, some kind of like a floral and citrus, all these things going on, it's kind of like a old school. Even I read a comment where a guy said I'm 49 and it felt too mature for me. And this is why I read comments everywhere. This was Fragrantica. So the thing is, it got mixed reviews. Some people said they really like it, and some people say it's kind of like too mature, a little bit dated. And I would agree with both parties. This is kind of like this classy fragrance. Very like back in the 70s or that time, 70s, 80s. Where gentlemen would wear fragrances like it. It's borderline animalic, like Givenchy Gentleman, like this one, like back in the time. This is like also leather-based perfume, which I love a lot. Givenchy Gentleman. These are getting hard to find, by the way. So if you love those names, Pakura and Purong got this oak mossy green. This one has that. It definitely has oak moss note, but it's kind of synthetic. But the thing is, the best part of this fragrance is when I compared with Kouros. I said, when I post this end of the day, I said Kouros, Big Brother approves, Oscar de la Renta, Pour Louis. Why did I say it? The thing is, like, I love Kouros. Kouros is one of my signature scents for winter. Beast mode, dirty, clean, skanky, all those fragrance things that come to your mind. One of the most polarizing and beast mode, I call it the real king. And like Ted Lapidus, If you love those fragrances, this fragrance will come off a little bit inoffensive. What I mean by it, it smells like Antaeus by Chanel. You get that feel, but it's not that animalic or that dark. It's not like the devil. So it's like a gentleman which like to play with, let's say, fragrance like you see like a polo green at the back. That one is sophisticated gentleman, but not for everybody. This fragrance, you can give it a try. You can get a taste of Kouros, but it doesn't offend or skank everything out. Okay, so this is more city version of Kouros, if I may say so in my own words. It's more metro, not sexual, metro style, urban style version of Kouros. Kouros is like wild horse, right? And this one is not that wild. So I think this one you can pull it off. It got this nice soapy sort of like Sour by Van Cleef & Arpels or YSL Jazz, Live Jazz. It gives me those feels. It's very wearable. You can wear it in office. If you like Drakkar Noir, this one can easily be worn in office. Mild colder months, you can go 5-6 sprays. It will last 5 to 6 hours easy. So here, one thing is, I tell you, this is not a beast mode perfume. It will have longevity wise 5-6 hours, but it will not project so far. What do I mean by it? You can wear it within office, like a setup. If you have 3-4 sprays, no one will mind you. But if you wear Kouros, in like contrast, Kouros, even half a spray under your shirt, okay, people will be offended, at times. So this is a fragrance more wearable version of those, and it's a very familiar perfume if you like barbershop kind of Powerhouse. This is like a modern Powerhouse gangster kind of perfume, because I really love it. Many of my brothers want to see my review, and I would say if you're really looking to buy it, you can go for it. It's not super expensive, $35 to $40, not that much. Just the 90 ml could have been better, 100 ml would be better, but no complaints. So Pour Louis, this is a fragrance for people who are a little bit mature, who like mature fragrances, and you want to be a little bit serious, like let's say suit it up. And Antaeus comparison is, the Antaeus is a little bit more leather heavy, and for some reason Antaeus for me is not really wearable. Why? Antaeus is a bit too serious. This one, that the citrusy, the greenery, kind of like the floral, and there are a lot of things going on, maybe lavender there, that makes it kind of like a light-hearted, it's like less serious version of Antaeus. So Antaeus is also expensive and it's reformulated, so this one performs better than Antaeus on me and more wearable, so I like it. Presentation, it's nice, I like it. I'm not gonna complain. So overall, this fragrance, I'll give it a solid 8 out of 10. Check it out, Oscar de la Renta Pour Louis. I'll definitely wear this in upcoming winter time. This is the perfect time to wear it. Thanks very much for watching. Time to move on to the last review, then we'll upload. Take care, good night.